Hello guys, welcome to another one of my Skyforge videos. I just wanted to make a little bit of a faith farming tutorial because I was actually just chatting a little bit with Mazer Mazni from the Pantheon about faith farming, and apparently there were a few things that he didn't know, which was amazing for me to be able to share something in this game and not just be the noob. So I figured I would make just a little bit of a ninja guide about how I farm faith in this game, because it's pretty easy if you are a farmer. As you can see right now, I have 225 faith out of 1,000, and there are a few important things you need to know if you want to be farming faith in the game. The first thing that is super important is that you select one or two provinces that are relatively small and you stop progressing in them. What does this mean? Personally, I prefer to farm in Factory 501 here, and this is where my difficulty rating is right now. And if I complete this game here, I will go to a harder difficulty mode, my prestige requirement will increase, and the game will be much harder, so it will be a lot harder for me to progress in the game. And I want fast, like 3-4 minute games in a small map with a lot of followers. I'm gonna be playing it on this one here. And just for reference, if you check out some of my other games here, Dankit Island, I have progressed quite far with this. I need 155k prestige in order to play here. That's where it is like limited at. If we take something like Kairos, I have 265k here as my progression. And what happens if at some point you complete the last one here, you're gonna get a new symbol and a much higher difficulty rating. So select one or two maps at least that are pretty small and try not to complete whichever 5 symbol difficulty rating you have there, so that you can just trailblaze through it. So the core concept of farming faith is that you are limited to picking up, I think it is 100 followers, rescuing them in the game per day. Once you reach this cap, you get faith instead, and faith is like what you want in order to play with your divine form, where followers give you might, which is like a global boost to your power, so you want both. But farming faith is pretty cool because it allows you to go into your divine form much faster. Normally you would do that by getting this faith here from your adepts that you send on journeys, and on a daily basis you're gonna get enough to go 1 or 2 times in your divine form. But by farming faith, if you find a very efficient way to do it, you can do it over and over and over again, and hopefully that's what I'm gonna be showing you guys now. So hit provinces, I'm going Factory 501, and of course selecting the easy one. I'm gonna be playing with the gunner, and I'm going to be showing you why right now, because what you want to do is to pick up followers. Right now we have an event going on where you sometimes see some phantom mechanoids as well, and you can farm those here as well. But you need to know where to look for these followers, and of course you'll learn that as you play the different tracks. So we have one often here right away that you can, once you have gotten rid of the baddies, depending on what kind of missions you have, you can just rescue the first one and move along. You can see here if you have one down there, which we have right now. So we're just, see, I got 1 faith for rescuing that follower. We pick up this one like that. Never any down there, so you don't need to go down there. So this was 2 faith so far. And you can, I get from 5 to 13 faith pretty much by doing these 3-4 minute runs. Sometimes you have one standing here. Regardless, you kind of need to pass through here, so you just do that. Often we have one there. This one needs to blow up before we can do the rescue. Sometimes it's all the way down there, which is nice, but it wasn't. So we got 3 faith for rescuing that one, so we're at 5 faith so far. Just passing through here. And then we have one around the corner here, but not this time. We have one over there, and we do have that this time as well. So far we are at 6 faith, and we could pretty much end it now if we wanted to and just do the rinse and repeat, but I do like going just a little bit longer, especially for a chance to see the phantoms. But I don't really care about the loot because I'm waiting to get my generation 2 items pretty fast. So going area here with the gunner as well, waiting for things to blow up. Often we have a follower here, we don't now, but we have one right here, which is nice. So we have a maximum of 3 additional followers that we can pick up in this map here, and they are pretty much never to the right here, so we're not gonna go up there. And we don't really care about the missions because we're gonna skip the boss because we don't want the loot anyway, because we're playing on such a low difficulty tier. Just doing the area cleanup like that. And that was not super efficient, but so normally we have one here, or we can have one there, and then we can have one there. Sometimes I go down there and clean up, but I'm not going to do it now. So 2 minutes 40 seconds, we're going to leave the adventure, and we got ourselves a good handful of faith, and it's pretty much just the rinse and repeat kind of thing. And just because I really like grinding, and for the sake of demonstration, I'm just gonna like grab a few runs to show you guys that it's not like just crazy luck demonstration here, because this is pretty much what I do. Every 2 rounds I get a phantom, which is really cool because it gives us the essence that we need for the current events. So that is like super important, but mainly I do this for faith and followers, and I grind these over and over. Because in terms of progression, I am limited by might, and I am limited by... Wow, a tower. That was a new one for me. So I can see now we don't have any down there, so I'm not even gonna bother to go down there. I do pick up all of these orbs, even though I don't really need the, the knowledge, but at some point I may need it, so I'm just including it. So this is pretty much like the stuff, rinse and repeat. There are stuff like behind here, you can sometimes have these explosive devices you need to take out and all that stuff, but since I'm not taking out the boss anyway, I'm not getting the credit rewards because I don't really need those. I had 5 million credits earlier today. I deposited 2.25 million to the Pantheon. Don't really need the credits, so I don't really care about getting a few thousand for playing this year. So this is pretty much the recipe, the how I found faith, and of course you'll learn all the sneaky stuff like when to run over the bridge before it is completely folded out. Nothing there, alright. No one there, that's fine. Okay, so just moving on, then we probably have 2 down below. And because I'm playing on such a low difficulty, I don't really take any damage also from towers. So we have one there, which is nice. And just area this away. Because the reason why I actually do this is because you can't rescue people when you are in battle. So if not, I would just run down here and do it. So who do we have there? Go away. Rescue. And just checking if the last one is over here. And it's not. So once again, done. So 2 minutes 13 seconds. And rinse and repeat. So the reason why I said these 3-4 minute runs is because it does take some loading time. As you can see now, I'm on the moon. It needs to load the moon, then needs to load like the level, the province back again. It does take some time, but the actual like in-game run is only like 3 minutes tops, depending on what I see in the actual level, and it gives, I think, at least 5 faith each time. Sometimes I get, I think 13 is the most I have actually like bothered to count that I got. So the the amount of faith you get per minute is actually quite high, and if you compare that to the amount of faith you need in order to take on your divine form, for me it is 104 faith, I believe is the cost of the divine form. Let's just see. Yeah, 104 faith is what I'm at. So if you calculate with like 3 faith per minute is what you can get by actively farming, then you can say, okay, I need to do 30 minutes of grinding in order to get 1 divine form charge, or whatever we should call it. And for me that is pretty great. It is pretty awesome, because waiting an entire day for my adepts to return with their accumulated faith, that's a lot slower than doing like 30 minutes of farming. So for me, this is super cool. The thing that you need to keep in mind if you want to be doing this and you haven't been doing it like before, is that it's gonna be slower when you start out, because you need to familiarize yourself with the level. And besides that, you do need to reach your follower cap first. So you need to actually pick up the equivalent of 100 faith and followers. That is going to give you a permanent might boost. So it's not at all a bad thing. It's a really cool thing. but you can't start out by farming faith. You need to have selected your base followers first before you can do this. So of course, if you want to be farming faith, you cannot just expect to put in 30 minutes. You need to actually put in more like an hour if you want for one charge, which means that it is of course more efficient if you're gonna go for like, if you're gonna be playing a lot like I am, you're gonna go 2 hours, then you're gonna get enough for 3 charges or 3 divine form usages, or however we should say it. So there we have 222, exit, rinse and repeat, just raking in the faith. And I haven't been keeping score because it was just like a bit of an impulsive idea. I got to make this video here, so like normally I would be giving you guys the statistical data about how much I have been earning since I, like, for the purpose of the statistical data and all that, like, but I kind of showed how much faith I had at the start of the video. So if you are curious about the amount that has been amassed throughout the video, or amount of faith per runs or anything like that, then you are free to calculate it. So nothing down there. And I do like to pick up these because sometimes we get these really nice chests. And I'm saying nice, but they are actually pretty bad, but I'm hoping to one day see something amazing in them. The truth is I'm saving up for, let's call it an unboxing video here in Skyforge, because I'm a sucker for unboxings, which also means that I have been saving up. Like, I have more than 2,500 of these, 277 of those, because at some point I'm just gonna make a video where we try to see what is the probability of getting a mysterious chest based on normal treasure chests, trying to do some really geeky statistical data on that, because yeah, you guys know I love my statistical data. Oh yes, I do. So let's pick up this one like that. So I'm a little bit disappointed about the lack of phantoms, because I have pretty consistently been getting one every 2 runs I've been doing, but apparently now that I'm recording it, they're too shy to show up, which is okay, because it was just really a side thing, but it is what it is. Yes, it is. So pick up that one. It could also be because I am not doing the bosses right now, because for some part of the gaming I have been doing the bosses, but I don't know. Perhaps we're gonna see them before I end my recorded farming streak here. You can actually see from up there if you have a follower down there, so you can choose to skip these like 30 seconds if you're like really pro farming, but I kind of like also just getting a little bit of equipment. Well, not equipment, but I like getting my orbs, I like getting my treasure chests and that stuff as well. So that is why I just kind of struggle down there. Sometimes I just like super casually play the game and clear out everything. If you clear out the entire map, I think I'm doing it in like 3 minutes 40 seconds. So it's almost double up on the time, but then you also get the boss drop. But it's like a very, very, very rare chance to get anything of interest when you're playing on such a low difficulty, so that is why I don't really mind just cutting it off, because even if I get like a legendary, it's hardly going to be something of super interest when I'm playing on the 20k prestige here. So let's just clear out here right away, then they can blow up and cool down while we look over here. Yep, we've got one. Goodie. Oh yes we do. Oh yes we do. Like so. I seem to be getting faith mostly in batches of 1 and 3. I kind of feel like I've been getting some 5s as well, not necessarily in this video, but for the most part I get 1 faith. Relatively often I see 3. I don't think I have ever seen 2. I may be wrong. Perhaps this video is going to prove me wrong. Perhaps I have seen a 2 in this very game session. I just haven't noted, but I do not feel like it. So you can also choose to go like much more sneaky attacks with higher damage, but this is like super casual grinding, not really trying to do the fighting in a like super smart way. I'm just doing it the simple. This is the no-brain farming, really, just using the auto attack, using the right click to go area damage, using the left click to take on the mini boss or whatever we should be calling that one. Nothing here. Like so. And you cannot rescue when you are in battle, but when you're getting shot by a laser, no problem. Gotta love that. Absolutely amazing. So there we have a mysterious chest. Good times. Because we want loads of those. Like so. You do move quite a bit slower when you're going with the right mouse button area attack than when you are moving normally. Let's just clear it down here as well. Just because I got a little bit greedy in terms of wanting equipment. Not equipment. The orbs. And these as well. Like so. So yeah, 2 minutes 40 seconds. But anyway, you can do this in loads of different maps. I really recommend you choose a pretty small map like what I have with Factory 501 here, because you have all of the followers in a very small area. You don't need to run that much around, and there are quite a few of these small nice maps where you can get followers, but of course you can do it in whichever map that you think is really cool to play. You can also combine it with trying to get loot from the bosses, but of course the higher prestige requirement you select for the map, the slower it is going to be for you to grind through it, because it's going to be so much harder for you to clear out all the auto trash. There are actually also maps where you can pretty much just run to followers directly without ever needing to battle. I do believe it is Ardost Monastery that has quite a few of those that you can access without really battling much, but then you kind of need to restart the map after just picking up 1 or 2 followers, and then you end up spending a great deal of time just restarting, and I mean, quite a bit of this is restarting already. I think it's almost 50% of the game time is restarting, and 50% of it is like the farming, but yeah, it is what it is. For me, this here is the most efficient combination of faith and time that I have managed to find so far. I like if I find something more sneaky, then yeah, I'm definitely gonna be sharing it. And if you guys have more interesting like farming areas or methods for faith followers, whatever it might be in the game, then yeah, feel free to share it along so that we can help each other become even more divine. Yeah, because that's what it's all about. Oh yes, it is. So I'm thinking, should I just grab a run or 2 more? Yeah, why not? Why not? We're farming, and farming is about putting in time, like so. Rescue. Nope, none there. I'm just gonna clear down here. It's pretty much because I'm starting to be a little annoyed that I haven't seen any phantoms, and I don't really understand why. But perhaps I have reached my daily phantom limit as well. I don't know if there is such a limit, but I was closing so much in on having my mount. That's actually my main goal, is getting my mount right now, not really farming faith. It's just like the 2 things kind of went hand in hand for me, and yeah. because I think I'm at around 10k. Let's just drop in there and look really before doing too much else, just like for reference kind of thing. See what we're at in terms of the event essence. Let's find it in there. Go away. There, bag, valuables. Yeah, 10,100. So I need 1,900, and then I can go in and grab my event mount. And I kind of want that because the real mounts are, I think it is 12,000 Argents, and that's pretty expensive compared to spending 2 days farming these event currency things. This is the first time I've played this map with these turrets, and they are surprisingly annoying. It's very nice that they're here when I'm playing on low difficulty. I can imagine them to be super annoying if you're playing a really hard map. I did have one earlier as well with healing totems. That was also really annoying. So now we have the phantoms. Thank you. And there we have the green one. That's the one we want. That's the one we want. So that was cool. I was really annoyed that I hadn't been seeing any, because I kind of pushed this as an option to farm both, and it's just nicer when you can actually see in the video that it is a possibility and not just me claiming that it is. But yeah, as you can see, it is. So farming followers, phantoms, and definitely not gear. And by farming followers, right now it is farming faith. Wow, this is the first time I fell down here. Wow. I've always been running on it as it slides. That's a first for me. I really thought that when you triggered the portal, you had like some kind of invisible barrier that carried you across, but now I can see you can actually fall down and die there. New things learned. Oh goody. And of course dying doesn't really do anything for your farming speed, but luckily the spawn was pretty close to where I died, so it's okay. It's no biggie. And if you want to go on a faith farming spree or follow a farming spree, remember to completely disregard all of the missions. Because if you don't intend to take down the boss anyway, you're not going to get the reward for completing any of the submissions in the game anyway. So there is absolutely no reason to try to collect the unstable emanations, or find the caches, or destroy the devices, or whatever it might be that you have as a side mission in the game, because you're not going to get the reward if you don't take out the boss. And in a game such as, in a map such as Factory 501 here, the boss is actually quite annoying because it does take too much time. You need to run around at like these 4 switches, and you need to load them, wait for a wall, like a shield kind of thing to disappear. So it's a lot of time just to take down a boss that won't give you any type of loot that's going to be helping you in a way in the game. So that is why, in my opinion, it's like a huge waste. But the only thing that I really can say that is like worth noting in terms of the boss and something such as this one here is that if you have Flavius's laboratory, like you can see, my mechanoid eradicator is 4% bonus because I'm killing so many mechs. But the boss is actually a Reaper of Death, so just by doing these 2 things I've actually gotten my Reaper Eradicator to rank 2 as well. So yeah, I have been doing the boss quite a few times, but in later optimizations I have decided to not do that part of the farming, just because I found out it was a lot faster for me not to do it. But the first many times I kind of included the boss on my trip as well. And moving forward, that's not gonna happen. No siree, way too slow. For my liking, anyway. So, like that. And rinse and repeat. Wow, no loot. No loot. So rude. They're everywhere. Well, get out of here. One faith. Feels so much better when you get 3. So I'm going to try not to die this time. I must have done this 100 times and I have never died before. I must have been pushing too hard, running faster than this thing here. Silly. So we die and we learn. Like so. So I haven't been keeping track, but I am I'm actually curious about the amount of... No, don't be in that much of a hurry. Don't run away from the followers, no. And we have one down there, goody. One day I'm gonna do this for a very long time. I'm gonna do some statistical data about like the average amount of faith per minute that you're gonna be getting, but yeah, for now I just wanted to, like I said, super impulsive, crazy decision just to play and record some of my farming routine. Factory 501. And of course this is non-botted. This is playing. I know there are actually farm bots out there. I read a lot in the forums about like huge scam, cheating, bot kind of stuff that had been going on a month ago or something like that, with people getting millions of prestige from followers using bots in weird areas. But this is not violating the game terms by using scripted gaming. It's gaming. Oh yes, it is. And it's fun. I like farming. I love farming. I live for farming. Oh yes I do. Or not, but I enjoy it. Oh yes I do. And it's super important for me. It's so annoying that I actually unlock this one, because if I forget to do this just once, I'm going to unlock the next difficulty, and farming here is going to be insanely much slower, because then I won't be able to just insta gank things while going auto attack with my gunner, and that's like, in my opinion, what makes it all work. I can do this as well with the Cryomancer. It's just way slower. I mean, you add like a minute or something like that to the gaming, and when you're farming you don't want to be adding minutes. It's cut heel, capito. No, and this is like really bad when you accidentally aggro these things here. But it happens every once in a while. Just as falling down and dying happens every once in a while, apparently. Oh, 3 faith. It was so worth it. So worth it. Faithful follower. Like so. Alright, alright. Boom. Another 3. Oh, that's cool. That's really nice. Just give us more of those. Alright, shoot. Ninja. Die, Dr. Scissor Pants.
Victory details added to personal file.
Exactly. Victory details. Such an important victory. Oh, I was just about to fall down and die again. I could just feel it. I'm so happy I didn't. That would have been really stupid. Especially after trying to be careful, then fall down and die. Like, going back for this 1 or 2 actually, because I have the premium knowledge of enemies, it's like also such a waste of time, but it's just a bad habit, really, picking up the loot that is there. I know it doesn't really matter, I don't really know how much I have, but a lot more than I can spend. I don't think I can spend this on anything else than the Tower of Knowledge, and I have loads, so much. But perhaps one day we're gonna be allowed to use more, I don't know. Right now I am earning a lot more than I can spend, both in terms of credits and knowledge, but I'm still kinda in the early game. At least I've only been playing the game for, are we talking 2 weeks now, something like that? So loads of stuff that I am yet to learn in the game. Oh yes, there is. Blow up like that. Alright, restart. 3 minutes, so yeah, pretty slow on this time. That's really the price of dragging the, the mechanoids with me, so that I was unable to pick up pretty fast. But yeah, we cannot be super efficient every time. Cheers, guys. Alright, farming pants.
Another one of my images.
From Flavius with love, so to say. Good times, Flavius. Good times. So now we're just going to clear them all out to be sure. We don't want any nasty followers. Well, mechanoids following us is what I meant. Because we do want the nasty followers. Oh yeah. They are more than welcome to join in our nasty chapel. One faith. How dare ya? How dare ya? Well, one here, one there, 104 times, and it's a divine form, so that's good. So I'm thinking perhaps I could optimize really by shooting these while I wait for that one to blow, because normally I just stand here for a few seconds while waiting for it to blow, but I'm not sure that it's faster to go shoot these first. But yeah, I'm slowly but surely going to look at my routines, trying to find out if there is a smarter way for me to do it, because like every time you can cap like 10 seconds from the farming routine, it's just more fun to have it even more efficient. One faith. Nobody likes one faith. Everybody wants more. Alright. Time to die, a mechanoid. Like that. Did I miss one there? Nope. Looks good. Looking good. And we have there, so yeah, amazing. Absolutely amazing. And let's just clear it out, so we don't need to wait for it to come and die. What did I aggro? Something. So this time I was over aggroing stuff. Oh well, we'll just do it the other way around and spend time walking back, because why wouldn't I? Have an important follower down here, and she's gonna give me 10 faith. I don't think that's possible. And it's not even a female. Boo-hoo. 1. Oh, glad I did that. So glad I went back for you. 1 faith, man. Well, it all adds up. Oh yes it does. Alright, I'm thinking I'm just gonna go one last time here, and well, I'm gonna go loads more, but in terms of this video here, I'm just gonna be grabbing a single time more, because then I need to make even more coffee. And yeah, I mean, it's the rinse and repeat, same old kind of thing here. I just I wanted to have more than one run, just to show for reference that it wasn't like position of the followers and stuff like that, that it wasn't all like lucky first streak kind of stuff. Also showing a bit of like the diversity, the difference in the spread of the followers, in case you're sitting out there and you want to be going on a farming streak. And like, if you guys know any really cool farming maps, be sure to put them down there. I would absolutely love to know. And if you say Kairos, then it was my favorite, but I accidentally leveled it up way too much, so I'm not gonna be farming there for quite a few. Yeah, it's gonna take quite a bit of prestige. I think it was 265 my prestige reach in it was, so yeah, it's gonna be, I need Gen 2 before I have that. Will you please just die? Yes you will. 1 faith. How dare you? How dare you? Oh, that's why it was so weird. I picked up another weapon. I thought she was moving really, really strange, but that was because I picked up a gun, a cannon. And I can actually advise that if you want to be farming a lot in Factory 501, that you played without sound, because the sirens can be really, really interesting. If you're going to be playing 2 hours here, then you probably want to get rid of the sirens, or you're going to get tinnitus or something crazy. Boom. You're dead. Dr. Mechanic. Mechanoid. Alright, so I'm thinking that was pretty much where I wanted to cut this. Let's just, for reference, ending it the right way by also taking out Dr. Bossy Pants in here. Because why wouldn't we? Now that we're going the last time, let's just go in there and see why it is I don't do him. So, first and foremost, you need to run here, and I don't have a mount, but I think even if I had a mount, I would probably not be doing it much faster because of the time it takes to mount up, and yeah, it would probably be the same. But you need to do these here 4 times. So the troublesome long walk, the 4 shields you need to take down, the waiting time before the shield is over. Yeah, it sounds like pain and suffering, I know. I am joking, of course, but I feel it's not really worth it. So now we've done that, we need to wait for the shield to go down.
You will pay for that.
Then we need to pay for it, like that. And that was pretty much it. But good news is that we got phantoms, meaning that it was worth it. Like that. And then we're done. Whoops. And we get our rewards. Yay! Crazy. Alright, so let's just check out what I got in my phantom thingies before like completely ending it, because I'm a bit curious. And now I am kind of doing the recording. So I'm going to do 2 of these. Either trace 20 and 10. Wow, that has to be the worst ones. Some of them give 150, so that was like really bad. And all of this here is just complete like trash loot, but I was picking it up anyway. So guys, that was pretty much what I had to share in this very small, well, and it got kind of long. Oh yeah, I need to we need to go here. 297 faith is what we have reached. So yeah, good times farming some amount during this video here. Hope that you guys enjoy.